First and foremost, all praises are due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the elder apostles and bishops of Great Millstone for teaching us his truth. Salutations to the brothers around the four corners of the earth who are teaching this word in truth and sincerity. And shalom to the hopeful elect of Israel who listen and believe in this word. This is your brother Karat Sabah coming at you with another lesson. This one is entitled Babylon America is a Guard to Israel. And of course, this isn't any new news. This happened about 6 days ago. All right. We know the U.S. deployed ships and fighter jets to the Middle East. Okay. As Israel, the small hats are bracing for an attack by the Iranians because they killed a Hezbollah leader from Iran and a Hamas leader from Iran. So they're bracing for an attack by the Iranians. Now, we know this is all part of prophecy to set up the Valley of Jehoshaphat, to set up the War of Armageddon. Now, we know a few things had to happen before that. Jacob's trouble, the synchronized chaos by the elites of the Edomites, whatever shape or form that may come. It may be famine of food. It may be a cyber attack, maybe a terrorist attack, maybe financial collapse, or a combination of all these things to bring about chaos. You see, they want to bring about chaos. And these elites of these Edomites, the bankers, they actually control the world leaders. But in reality, the whole show is being dictated by Yahweh. You see, Yahweh controls everything. He's the ultimate director. Man's comings and goings are of the Lord. How can he then understand his way? So each side is really being controlled. The left-hand side and the right-hand side is all being controlled by Yahweh the Most High. But as you know, as the title says, Babylon America is a guard to Israel. Because the fact is, the bankers control the United States of America. All right? Your Rothschilds, your Illuminati families who want to bring about, their ultimate plan is to bring about the MOTB, the Michael C-HIP, to get every man, woman, and children chipped up. And of course, that's revealed in Revelation chapter 13, verses 16 and 17. They want to put that chip inside of you, the size of a grain of rice inside your hands or your forehead. So that's the ultimate plan, but they have to bring about chaos for it to ensue. And as we know, the small hats control the media. They control the movies, entertainment. So they can dictate the narrative of, poor little Israel. In reality, the land is really the Hebrew Israelites, so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, scattered about the whole world. That's our land. All right. These small hats were given the land via 1948 by the Balfour Declaration, where you had the British primarily, the United States, and other European countries that helped bring over so-called Eastern Europeans over to the land of Israel. And steadily they've been moving out the Palestinians. But either way, the land is really our land. Now, there are some Hebrew Israelites in that area because we are scattered like the sand of the seashore. We are in every country around the world. So we're everywhere. But in general, those small hats, have moved into a land where there's no peace, because many scriptures say that when the true Hebrew Israelites move in, the 12 tribes, there will be peace in that land. So right now there is no peace in that land. And Israel is bracing itself for an attack by the Iranians. But like I said, everything is being dictated by Yahweh. And then you have the elites of the Edomites who are stoking the flames to get this, to bring chaos. All right. And the main point of contention is the United States, Babylon America. Babylon America has to fall. Something has to happen here. It's the last stronghold. All right. Because Americans are very proudful particularly Esau, he's very, proudful. Okay, he has a lot of pride. So the last fortress they have to bring down is the United States of America. So they're doing it in various ways: controlled opposition, okay, Hegelian dialectic. You see, where you bring problems on two sides, but you have a solution in the end. So they're going to bring about chaos. So like I said, these small hats control everything here in the United States: the entertainers, the celebrities, the media. They also control the Republican Party and the Democratic Party. All right. In the U.S., we know donates billions of dollars to Israel. Okay, for their war. Okay, for their materials as far as their ships, their nuclear weapons, the Iron Dome that protects Israel. The United States donates billions and billions of dollars. All right, to the Israelis. While here in America, you have homelessness, poverty, people barely making it. It's only getting worse, all right? And like I said, the small hats, the bankers, they are dictating world policy. Let's get an example of that. This organization right here, okay, it's called AIPAC, the American Israel Public Affairs Committee. Now, everyone that runs for the presidency, whether you're Democrat or Republican, you have to do a speech in front of this organization. And as we know, this organization is a front for the bankers. They control it. And they send lobbyists after lobbyists to get money from the United States to aid Israel to keep control over the people in that area, the Palestinians. And like I said, they provide money for their war machine, so on and so forth. So let's see what this says here. AIPAC brings together Democrats and Republicans to advance our shared mission, building bipartisan support for the U.S.-Israel relationship is an American value we are proud to champion. So you see the setup. The bankers, the Illuminati families, the Rothschilds, and the other families, they run this organization, and they lobby the politicians, you see, to send money to Israel. That's why I said Babylon America is a guard to Israel, because the Israelis own America. They own all the corporations, you see. They own the money. They print the money, so on and so forth. So it's all about control. Let's see what it says here. The U.S.-Israel relationship is a mutually beneficial partnership that saves lives and advances American interests and values, okay? Helps protect our troops, strengthens our economy, and addresses 21st century challenges. This is a total lie, because the fact is, it's not helping Americans. Food prices are going up. Gas prices are going up. Everything is going up. The dollar is worth nothing. It has no value. The interest rates for people trying to buy a house is sky high. So you can see who runs this place. The bankers run the United States of America, all right? And they want to collect. So they're going to do it any way they can. So let's get some scriptures here. Let's go to Jeremiah chapter 49 and verse 20. And many brothers have been bringing this scripture out. Jeremiah chapter 49 and verse 20, and it reads, "Therefore hear the counsel of the Lord that he had taken against Edom," the Edomites, so-called white man, the devil or adversary, and Amalek, okay? In the Bible, he's the top of the chain of the Edomites. These small hats, all right? They have all the money. They're at the top of the Edomites. Just like the tribe of Judah is the top tribe out of the 12 tribes of Israel. Let me begin again. Jeremiah 49 and verse 20. "Therefore hear the counsel of the Lord that he had taken against Edom, and his purposes that he had purposed against the inhabitants of Teman." And Teman, in the ancient times, was in southern Edom, all right? And Teman today would be classified as the Germans. They are the wisest out of all the Edomites. You know, after World War II, you had this thing called paperclip. where the scientists from Germany were split between the United States and what was called the USSR, the Russians, all right? So the Temanites, or the Germans, are the wisest out of all the Edomites. Let's continue. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitations desolate with them. So this is talking about the Amalekites, or the small hats. And like I said, they run the United States with their money, the bankers. So they're going to draw out the United States to go to war. You see, they're already mobilizing with the aircraft carriers. You see, with the planes ready to go. You know, they're setting up, because the fact is, Babylon America, like the title says, is a guard to Israel. So the least of the flock, okay, they're Edomites, the small hats, okay, but as far as population, they're very small. And that's a very, very small country, Israel, right? You know, in that area, and it's surrounded by various enemies, all right? But the United States has they have no choice but to fight in the interests of Israel, because, like I said, the money, the bankers control the United States of America. The United States of America is run by corporations. And these elite Edomites, these bankers, they run these corporations. So they're going to draw the United States into war in that region. But like I said, everything is being dictated by the Father, Yahweh. So it's good to kind of be part of the hope for elect and see everything play out. All right. Everything is playing out for our interest. You know, Lord willing, we're part of the elect. Everything is playing out for us. And everything has already been written. So they're going to draw the United States in that area. They're already doing it right now. And we know Iran, the Russians, are a guard to the Iranians. So that's going to draw Russia in. But let's go to Joel chapter 3. And like I said, the United States has no choice, because, like I said, every presidential candidate, their candidacy is backed by, whether you're Republican or Democrat. Most of the money coming to Trump and Kamala Harris is coming from the bankers, the small hats, you see? So if you don't go with their policy, you're not going to get elected as president of the United States. So the presidential candidates are nothing more than pawns. Let's go to Joel chapter 2. Joel chapter 3 and verse 2. And it reads, I will gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat. Okay? And Jehoshaphat is just another name for the Persian Gulf area, the Middle East area, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. So like I said, Yahweh is really controlling and dictating, prophecy, all right? So everything is being controlled by him. So we are all puppets of Yahweh, whether we're on the right-hand side or the left-hand side. So everything is being set up. What he wants to do is gather the nations. You know, he wants to get the United States and their allies in that area, NATO, the EU, as well as Russia and their allies, okay? Iran, Ethiopia, Libya, North Korea, all right, China. He wants to get everybody in that area. That's his ultimate plan, so he can destroy them, also known as the War of Armageddon. So that's his ultimate plan, is to get everybody in that area, okay? Because he's going to plead his cause for us, the Hebrew Israelites. He's going to come against them for what they've done to us. You see his heritage. Let's continue. Let me read this again. Joel chapter 2 and verse 2. Joel chapter 3 verse 2. I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, the Middle Eastern area. Like I said, the United States is already, has the warships there, the planes, etc. And will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, the Hebrew Israelites, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. So all these nations that are going to be gathered have all played a part in scattering the Hebrew Israelites, have all played a part in having us in slavery. But the main enemy is you goddamn Edomites, okay? You so-called white motherfuckers, you're the main adversary that Yahweh wants to come after. So let's continue. Let's read, let's get a precept. Let's go to Jeremiah chapter 50. Jeremiah chapter 50. As soon as I find it here, Salakia. I know I'm looking right at it. Jeremiah chapter 50, and let's read verse 3. Because just as Babylon America is a guard to Israel, Russia is a guard, you see, to the Iranians. So you can see everything being set up. Jeremiah 50 and verse 3. And it reads, For out of the north there cometh up a nation against her, which shall make her land desolate. That's talking about Russia, okay, in the north, which shall make her land desolate, Babylon America, because in the end, nuclear missiles are going to be shot from Russia and the other nations towards Babylon America, making Babylon America desolate on the day of the Lord. Let me start again. Jeremiah 50 and verse 3. For out of the north there cometh up a nation against her, Babylon America, which shall make her land desolate, and none shall dwell therein. They shall remove, they shall depart both man and beast. So that time is coming. So everything is being set up slowly but surely. Now, we don't know, we know World War III isn't going to pop off without the Jacob's Trouble happening and the MOTB being implemented. So those two things have to happen, but we can still see everything lining up. Okay, let's go to another precept. Let's go to Ezekiel chapter 38. Ezekiel chapter 38. And let's start off with verse 4. And this is talking about Russia as well. And I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth in all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. Now, of course, they're not going to be, bringing swords. Russia's going to be bringing military tanks, okay? Possibly nuclear weapons, of course, troops, all right? So he's going to use Russia because he doesn't like Russia, either way either, because the Russians are Edomites, okay? Now, there are Hebrew Israelites in that area of Russia, but he doesn't like the Russians either. But he's going to use them, okay, to bring them into the Valley of Jehoshaphat, the Middle Eastern area, okay, where the United States is. So he's going to bring Russia and their allies against the United States and their allies and put them all in one place. So you can see the plan of Yahweh is working out perfectly, okay? He doesn't like, he hates Edomites either way, but he's going to bring one group of Edomites against another group of Edomites. Let's continue. Let me read this again. Ezekiel 38 and verse 4. And I will turn thee back. When it says I will turn thee back, that's meaning that Russia, which lost some of its power and some of its territories during the collapse of the wall in 1989, they are coming back into power under Putin. They used to be called the USSR. And during the Cold War, the USSR, okay, known as Russia, and the United States were in a military battle as far as, trying to see who could get more nuclear weapons built up. You see, that was known as the Cold War. Now, they lost some of their power. They lost some of their territory, the USSR. But he says, I will turn thee back, meaning I'm going to make you into a superpower again and bring you up against the United States. So let's start again. Ezekiel 38 and verse 4. And I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth in all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet. So this is talking about Persia is Iran, Ethiopia. They have a pact with Russia, Libya, which hates the United States. All of these people in that area, okay, surrounding Israel, are going to be allies with Russia. You see? Let's read verse 6. Gomar, which represents the Germans who really don't like the United States, because the United States is messing up, by doing sanctions against Russia, for them for them trying to get the Ukraine back into their stronghold. It's messing up their gas pipelines. It's messing up their relationship with the Russians. So Gomar represents the Germans. Let's start again. Ezekiel 38. Gomar and all his bands, the house of Togarmah of the north quarters, and all his bands, and many people with thee. You see? So everything is going to be gearing up. He's going to gather Russia and their allies, and the United States and their allies into one place, the Middle Eastern area. You see? And like I said, Israel, these Israelis, these small hats, okay, the least of the flock is bringing, the United States in that area, and it's going to spark that World War III soon and very soon. Let's read Ezekiel 38 and verse 7. Be thou prepared, and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. So Russia is a guard to the Iranians, to the Ethiopians, to the Libyans. You're even going to have Turkey get involved on the Russian side. So Russia is a guard unto these nations, just like the United States is a guard unto the small hats, and is a guard unto France and the EU countries, okay, and NATO. So you see the two sides coming together, okay, to be brought into one area, and that's the purpose of Yahweh, so he can destroy them. So let's go back to Joel chapter 3. This is Joel chapter 3, and let's read verse 10. And it reads, beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Because, like I said, Russia is a guard to these nations that used to be petrified of the United States. Okay, so China is no longer fearful of the United States. India, which is part of the BRICS nations, which are trying to get their own currency, which is going to weaken the dollar, which is going to collapse the economy of the United States. All right. And like I said, this is all being done purposely by the elites of the Edomites, the bankers, so they can bring their ultimate plan into effect, the MOTB. All right. So when it says beat your plowshares into swords, many of these countries, they've been weaponizing. They've been putting a lot of their money into, nuclear weapons, tanks, guns, okay, aircraft, so on and so forth. So they are no longer afraid of the big bad wolf, the United States of America. And Russia has also been helping many of these countries with military weapons, okay, with developing nuclear weapons, so on and so forth. So that's why it says here, Joel chapter 3, verse 10, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. These countries are no longer afraid of the United States, and they're gearing up for war. Verse 11, assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. So like I said, Yahweh is the best of all planners. He is the ultimate director. So he is really planning all of this to bring all these nations into one place. Russia and their allies, the United States and their allies, so he can destroy them. Let's read verse 12. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, the Middle Eastern area. For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. All right. And the ultimate destruction will come from Yahweh and the chariots. You see, blasting on these nations, these heathen nations. So everything is being planned beautifully by Yahweh. Joel chapter 3, verse 13. Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come, get you down, for the press is full, the fats overflow, for their wickedness is great. So when it says the press is full, that's talking about he's gathering all these nations into one place. Okay? Just like if you have, in the ancient days, you had a great press, and you put all the grapes in the press and they smash the grapes up. You see, okay? He's saying the press is full. I have gathered all these nations into one place so I can destroy them. Let's read verse 14. Multitudes, multitudes in the valley of decision. Because the valley of Jehoshaphat really means the valley of Yahweh's judgment. For the day of the Lord is near in the valley of decision. Okay? So on that note, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. I hope this lesson was edifying to you. Shalom.